Now, we've got our newest good football friend, Sami Grisafe.
Hi.
Sami Grisafe. Sami is the
We
quarterback.
love football.
Quarterback on the women's football team, Chicago women's football team called The Force.
That's right.
Be with you.
That's right.
How long have you been playing with this team?
This will be my 5th season with the Chicago Force.
Wow. And what's your what does the season consist of in numbers of games?
We play 8 regular season games. By the time everything's over and the championship has been played, there's 12.
12 altogether.
Yeah, we're 9-0 right now, and tonight we're playing our...
Did you say 9 and zip?
That's correct.
Did you say 9 and the big zero?
Let's go for it. Yes, 9 and zip.
Yet another Chicago winning team. In fact, should I say the only? Sorry.
Careful.
Oh, God, that's great, Sami. How did you get involved with the Force originally, 5 seasons ago?
Well, I was...
Did somebody recruit you by any chance?
No, actually. I was going to school at Chicago College of Performing Arts, and I was in the theater office. And...
You were trying to perform one way or another.
Yeah,
right?
I was like, damn it, I'm going to do it either way. Yeah, so the guy that was in the theater office, there was an article on the Force, and he said, Sami, I know you played in high school, but these women look like they mean business. You wouldn't be able to hang. And I said, watch me.
Yeah,
so
right.
I contacted Linda Boucher, the general manager and part owner of the Force, and the next week I was practicing with them, and the rest is history, I guess.
Wow.
What's the length of time someone plays in this professional women's football league? I know in the NFL it's 3.5 years, just short of the time people need to get their pension.
Right.
How do they treat you, and what actually is the life expectancy of a player in women's professional football?
Well, it's a hard question. We don't have a pension, so that's not keeping anybody playing longer than they want to. But I guess it's really just how much your body can hang on to it. Because, I mean, we're dealing with having to, we have a full-time job and then also juggling basically the hours of a full-time job with it. And when your body, I mean, we don't get to train 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. So it's how long you can put up with the pain and I mean, how much you love the game. And we love the game a lot.
You said you played in high school. Now, did you play women's football in high school? Would you play on a men's team?
I played on a men's team. I was the...
Hallelujah.
Yeah. I was the first girl in California to play quarterback on a varsity Division I team.
Dang, girl.
And where was that?
Okay, let's hear it for that.
Thank
Berkeley?
you. No, it's in Southern California, in Redlands Senior High School. It's it's the oldest public school still on its original grounds in California.
Well, tell us a little bit about what that was like. You, a young woman going out for football, making the team. How did the other teams respond? We see a situation here in Illinois where women high school wrestlers didn't have their bout or their match because the other person didn't want to go up against a woman or lose to a woman.
Right.
What was it like for you, Sami?
Well, I started playing football when I was 10 years old. So all the boys were like my brothers. I mean, they really pulled for me. I was voted captain on my freshman squad by the boys.
This is something else.
It was hard. It was hard to convince the coaches because it was a good old boys club, But they eventually came around, and I mean, I learned a lot. Probably some of the biggest life lessons from playing football, and it was tough. But they still stand by me. I mean, I get Facebook messages from guys I played with when I was 10 years old. They're like,
"Were you a quarterback
haven't forgot
then?"
you." Yep.
Yeah,
and
sure
what was it like in the weight room? How do you stack up against other quarterbacks?
Well, with the other quarterbacks,
so to speak.
I was running with. I mean, I was right up with them. The other quarterback. It's not like I was playing. It was not like I was playing middle linebacker. So it was okay as far as the quarterback, bench pressing contest goes. I mean, I was within 10 pounds of what they were lifting. So
that's good enough for me.
Yeah.
Hey, do you get hurt?
Things happen. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely that's a danger when you play. But
are there special pads or equipment for women players?
They made a pad a few years ago that they no longer, I believe they discontinued. It was the Xena pads that were shoulder pads that would cover the breasticular, that's a brand new word, I made that up, area of the ladies.
That's the name of my new band, the Breasticulars.
Yeah, right? The Breasticulars.
Stop.
That would be an awesome band name.
Really? Women's football.
To go along, there'll be
Now-
opening for the ineptos.
There you go.
Yours is
Bam.
called Independent Women's Football League.
No, that's actually the league that we were in last year. This
Oh.
year we are in the Women's Football Alliance.
What's
so
the
it's-
difference?
There's more teams. It is the most competitive league.
How many women's pro teams are there?
There's, well, in
Or how
our
many leagues?
in our league, well, there's I believe there's 3 leagues total for women's tackle football. The 2 largest ones are the WFA, which is what we're in, the Women's Football Alliance, and then the IWFL, which is the what we left, the Independent Women's Football League. But all of the largest franchises are in the WFA.
So it's a business. There are owners of teams.
Yes.
Do you get
No, we do
paid?
not get paid.
Actually, I read somewhere that you have to. That people who play right now are paying to play.
That's correct. I mean, we have to subsidize
That doesn't
traveling
mean
costs.
money gets. I mean, if you have a lot of money but you're no good, you don't play. But
No, it's an expensive thing, and we're just happy to play. We'd like to get paid. Sure, that'd be great. And down the line, hopefully, that will be something that occurs. We have really great sponsors though who have cut our paying costs down so much. I mean, Miller Lite's been a great sponsor for us, and Spin Nightclub. I mean, tons of local businesses that have really been great. Athletico, they donate a lot of their time and their facilities to us. So we're very lucky with the generosity of the community here in Chicago and nationwide. And
Do you get much press? I mean, I've not seen you guys on TV.
we have, well, TV is difficult. That's an expensive thing. But
No, but I mean, just in terms of on a show like this, getting interviewed by,
well, you can bet we're scooping somebody.
yeah,
We're
It won't be
scooping.
long.
it happens. It does happen. You're on live from the Heartland. 2 months later, you're on,
Well, let's
Channel
hope that
7.
happens.
NBC,
Channel
Let's hope that
11.
happens, listeners.
Yeah, let's hope that happens. Is right.
Yeah, we
I'd like
do
to
get
see
some.
Pat Tomasulo line up with you guys.
That'd be awesome.
Wouldn't it?
We had a really great article. The Chicago Tribune did last year. David Murray was the writer for that, and he did a really awesome job. It was like a 6-part article that continued every other week or so. And
I'd like to invite Gordo into this conversation, and while he's getting in front of a microphone, just last week, we had Russ Bradberg on, who's a coach, friend of Michael's and ours, and he had been at the event that Dave Zirin was speaking at, where he did, and I guess in his current book, he's done a lot on women's sports and the disappearance, really, of coverage of women's sports, except unless they're wearing, teeny bikinis, as in volleyball.
Right.
Do you have any sense of that? I mean, I was a jock without a country as an older woman. We did lead to Title IX,
Yeah.
but we were making
and
things up.
thank you for that.
Yeah, sure.
Seriously.
No, let's thank Billie Jean King and a few other people who really did it. But we did have a movement for a long time of women in sports and trying to be able to play.
Actually, in the Heartland, there is a poster in the Buffalo Bar that says "Women in Sports," which came out in
One of my
the
faves.
mid-'70s
Right.
from the
Awesome.
Chicago Women's Graphic Collective.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful poster.
It is a beauty.
And now I know we're going to reprint it.
Yeah, that a baby. So, Gordo, welcome into the conversation here. I'm sorry I threw you a curve by talking about Dave Zirin, and you weren't in on that conversation last week, but I couldn't believe that they went from 10 years ago, 10% of coverage on women's sports to last year, like 2%.
Wow.
It was going down rather than going up, and it seems to me the wrong direction.
They don't have as many teams.
Television sports is big business, and it's not just advertising exposure. It's just money. What sells? And there's only a few people, a handful of people, are making these decisions. It's not the masses. So
Right.
forget television sports. Get into what is
Watching real sports.
real sports, which is being a fan. Tonight's game that the Force is playing sounds like an epic deal. Last year's champion, Boston, as Sammy's told us, is in town. And those cocky little girls think they're going to beat the Force. Forget it. It's good.
All right.
Sammy has
Gordo,
this is a real athlete here. This is like a beginning of what Title IX. Before Title IX was instituted,
right,
women really didn't have an opportunity except for in a couple sports: field hockey, basketball. But in Iowa, across the street, 3-on-3, you couldn't pass half-court line. So
that's right.
Really, this game tonight is an example of like grassroots athletics for women.
I love it. You're giving me goosebumps, man.
I want to skip the wedding. I'm sorry, Mom. I want to skip the wedding and go to this thing. And because
describe where do you play tonight?
We play at Evanston Township High School. They've been really great to us.
That's where you used to bring all your athletes to run on a track when Loyola didn't have one.
It's a really great field. They've been really great to us. It starts at kickoff 6 p.m. And I'm going to leave some cards here at the Heartland. If you guys are in the neighborhood, you want to stop by. They're half off ticket prices tonight if you come by Heartland and pick one up. So
great. We'll have them at the front counter at the register. So anybody who wants to see a great game tonight for half off, we can't mention money.
Your phone number so I can call during my daughter's wedding to check the score.
We don't have to do that over the air.
Well,
though.
it is streaming online. So if you go to www.chicagoforcefootball.com, right on there's going to be a live stream if you can't make it out to the field tonight.
We need to repeat that.
It's www.chicagoforcefootball.com. There'll be a live stream on that tonight. And also, if you do make it out to the game, wear all black. We're doing a blackout. So everybody that's out there that's a Force supporter, wear a black shirt or anything.
Good guys wear black.
That's right. Good guys wear black. We as we say, we wear the black hats. We like to be the bad guys. So we're going to be the bad guy tonight.
Just what we needed.
Check out the website. The roster of the Chicago Force, deep. This is not a handful of women. This is a group that is organized, and like all great quarterbacks, first thing out of Sammy's mouth was, my offensive line is awesome. My receivers have my back. She's just like into the moment, and that's what it's going to take for the Force to beat Boston, a defending champion. Tonight is they're going to have to be in the moment, not playing for the future, not playing for the past, just being in that 60 minutes of glory, baby.
We have just entered the coach zone. You are with the coach now.
Sammy, what kind of response do you get from people when you say you're a professional women's football player? And what's it like for other women, too?
She gets asked on the radio.
What about other football players, men who play football in college or whatever, or just fans? What kind of reaction do you get?
If it's just in a casual setting, well, first of all, it's funny to be on the train on the L and wearing a short sleeve shirt during football season because people stop you and they go, "Are you okay? Is everything all right at home?" And you're like, "Yes, I'm fine." Actually,
That's
I play.
sweet.
It's actually really good publicity for the Force. Actually, no, I play women's tackle football. Come out and see a game. So there's that. Really, you play? There's a team. I had no idea there was a team. Or they'll say, "Oh, is it that lingerie stuff?" And I'm like, "No, that's not real football." I mean,
Really?
I'm not saying that those women are not athletes. It is they do play and they play hard, but it's not real football. I mean, you're playing on an arena-sized field, 7-on-7. It's not 11-on-11, 100 yards, full tackle, full pads. It's not the same game. So while it is a game, it is not the game. And
nicely done.
Okay, so what happens if when you win tonight? What's next? Is this the final? This is the championship?
No, this is only the second round of playoffs. We still have to either play. After tonight, we will have to either play Jacksonville or we will play Indiana. And after that, if we win that game, we will go on to Dallas to play the big show. So
the big show.
The BOS, as we call ourselves, the Band of Sisters. So the Band of Sisters are ready to get after it.
Speaking of the boss, the Band of Sisters, you have a band.
I do.
And the name of your band.
Nice transition.
Nice segue, Michael.
Well
oh my
done.
God. I can't believe it.
Well, now that you've talked about it, diminishes the influence of that such comment, which is like many things I say, I didn't think it up.
I do have a band. The name of my band is The Wick, like a candle wick.
And do you play the ukulele in the band?
I do play.
Did you bring your ukulele with you?
I sure did.
Maybe you want to do a tune.
Let's do it, because we're going to have to get rich up here, and I wish we had 6 hours, but that would cut into your pregame meal.
Actually, I would like to get some Heartland fuel in this
We're gonna feed her.
athletic body. At the bottom of the level there
Grab
for the
that
rest of the day.
ukulele.
All right, sure.
Yeah. Do you want really? We don't want to force you into it,
No,
but
no,
since you
she's
carried
Ready.
it,
She brought it with her.
yeah, Sammy. I think sooner or later, once they're past the
They're
championship
going to
game,
play the Heartland, I'm sure.
we'll probably have her band on stage at some soon point. So email Eskidley, folks who wanted to keep up with y'all. What do they do? Besides the live stream tonight is chicagoforestfootball.com, but how do they get to be on your email list?
If you just go onto the website to get on the email list for football, you just head on to www.chicagoforestfootball.com, and all of the information of how to get on the email list, become a fan, all of that. We're always looking for volunteers, and it's a really great family to be a part of. The management's fantastic.
I'm sure.
And it's a lot of fun. I mean, we might not have NFL football this year, and so it's your last opportunity maybe to
Amen.
see a high-end football going on.
Good point. What are you going to toke? Listen to me.
Katie, we already talked about that stuff earlier.
What are we playing here?
I was going to play, if it's all right, to play an original song. It's about playing hooky in Chicago.
We love that.
So I don't know if we can hear here.
We'll make sure they can.
Well, it's a beautiful day in June. What you doing this afternoon? I know there's work to be done, but baby, that don't sound like fun. I'd rather spend my time on you. You say your sick days have all been used, and you don't feel like taking the abuse from the boss man. Well, honey, don't worry about that. We'll send him a postcard wherever we're at. He can be envious of you. I think it's time for a guilty pleasure day of leisure. We'll go watch the Cubbies play a ball game, take a lakeside breezy bike ride along the Third Coast, hit a museum we never see 'em, and catch a late night show. There's a million brilliant places we could go, but there's no better city that I know for playing hooky than Chicago. Ooh, bop, bop. Playing hooky in Chicago. Ooh, bop, bop. What if every day starting tomorrow the sky was full of clouds and filled with sorrow? Well, I know that you would regret not having the day you can never forget, and I'll just say I told you so. I think it's time for a guilty pleasure day of leisure. We'll go watch the Cubbies play a ball game, take a lakeside breezy bike ride along the Third Coast, hit a museum we never see 'em, and catch a late night show. There's a million brilliant places we could go, but there's no better city that I know for playing hooky than Chicago. Ooh, bop, bop. Playing hooky in Chicago. Ooh, bop, bop. We'll play hooky in Chicago. Ooh, bop, bop. Playing hooky in Chicago. Ooh, bop, bop. Ooh, bop, bop. Woo! Thanks, guys. I bumped the table a couple of times. But,
Sami Grisafe of The Wick.
The Wick, yeah. You can check out our music too if you're interested at www.thewickrocks.com.
And The Wick is W-I-C-K.
WICK. Thewickrocks.com.
Wow, football and music. I love it.
Rooting for you.
Yeah, we are
guys.
totally.
Actually, we're rooting for you.
are totally rooting for you tonight.
Thank you so much for having me on the show, and thanks guys for listening.
Oh,
And will you grace this stage someday with your band?
I would love that if you will have me.
We're going to have